How are you?
Hey.
Good. Hey,
Hey.
Cecy. Fantastic. We made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for sure. Thank gosh. Thank God. Yeah, the time zones.
Yeah.
It's
Ray, where are you?
crazy.
What's that?
Where are you?
Near San Francisco?
San Francisco.
Yeah. Well, in Palo Alto, near San Francisco.
Nice.
Yeah. How do I get
Very
myself
nice.
so I can't see myself? Okay. I get distracted. It's like, ugh. I'm not used to Zoom yet.
Oh, no, me neither. Don't worry.
I have to wear a hat.
It's like it's super stressful every time that I have to do a Zoom meeting because it takes me like a lot of time to figure out things.
And it's like, why do I keep looking at myself?
I'm going to plug in my headphones here.
Yeah, so we have Cecy Trevino
Uh-huh.
and Amanda
Good luck.
Verolakis, right?
That's exactly it. I'm impressed.
Greek name?
It is Greek. I married one.
Very Greek. Good for you. What was it before?
Becker.
Oh,
It was a tough one to leave, I got to tell you.
What's that?
I said it was a tough one to leave, a tough name to leave behind.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, that's a good.
Can you hear me?
name, too.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, I hear you fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me? All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Everything good.
That's good. You have a mic here, but you can't see it because I zoomed in. Yeah, I have to wear a hat because if I don't, I have a skylight here, and I look like the Eraserhead guy. My hair is white, and there's this white column goes up. It's really annoying.
It's a look. That could be your thing, though. I mean, you know.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could become a meme. Or whatever it's called.
Kind of.
A meme for a day. So yeah. Wow, it's so great that I was able to meet up with you. I don't know how you found me. Somebody, your marketing lady, what's her name? I forgot.
Melissa.
Melissa. She found me somehow.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very esoteric. Yeah. So basically, I have this podcast that Amanda, I told Cecy about this already. That I started a few years ago with a group of people that were from all walks of life, and it was called Wave Radio, and we had thousands of listeners. And then the guy who started it in England got freaked out because he thought he was going to get some kind of in trouble for copyright infringement. Apparently, when you can get in trouble.
Amanda's like, oh, I know about that.
I was going to ask you about that. As a matter.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, so he tanked the whole thing, and so I just kept doing it, and we went from having like thousands and thousands of people to now I've got several hundred, but it's still, I love doing this. So yeah. So So let's hear a little bit about Broadway Mania. You're from a company called BroadwayMania. You started in December of 2018, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you basically?
Well,
in a few sentences or more.
Is this like, wait, I just have a question. Like, this is like kind of the interview, or are we just talking, or like, I don't know.
Yeah, the way I do this is we just talk. We just talk,
Okay.
and then stuff gets.
Okay.
Have you ever listened to Mark Maron's podcast? WTF?
Sadly, no.
No. It's kind of like that. I don't have it's not like Terry Grosser, and it's not like I have all these set questions and I'm going to stop it and then I'm going to ask a question, you're going to answer. I just don't work that way. I just like to have a conversation.
Okay. No, yeah, I wanted to know because I'm really this is the first time that I do this.
Yeah.
So I had no idea.
I just like having a conversation and having fun, and hey, that's better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So, BroadwayMania, we are a musical theater group. We call ourselves BroadwayMania, like the musical theater community. We record on an app called Smule, and that's where BroadwayMania was born and was founded. But now we have expanded so much because we do so many things in different platforms. And basically our objective is to do our own concept of musical theater in an online platform, which has been a challenge, but especially right now with quarantine, it has brought us like new opportunities to explore other options of how can we keep on doing and developing this idea. Like our main objective is to do high quality productions. So that's what we do. Every recording that we are going to do, it has to have like the best quality possible. But where are we going? We want to have that. We want to have a platform online where we are creating our own concept of musical theater.
Yeah, so you started off, and you're still on Smule, and for people who don't know that, it's an app, a very popular music singing app on both iPhone and Android platforms, right? And also you can use your computer if you're technical enough, right? You can even upload stuff. Apparently,
yeah, you can upload the tracks and everything. It's super, and the app it has millions of users actually. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah, and you have quite a few people following you and who are a member of BroadwayMania on Smule. I went and looked at that. You have a great channel on Smule, so if people want to check that out, just search BroadwayMania without any spaces, and you'll see it, and you can look at it and follow them on the Smule. How do you say
on a Smule.
Smule or Smule? Smule.
Smule. I say Smule.
Like singing mule?
Say how to say it.
Like a singing mule. Yes.
Like a singing mule.
Smule. Yeah. Smule.
The singing mule. Yeah, well, a lot of people sound like singing mules on there, but we won't go in.
Truth.
That's
Truth.
like another
I don't care. In fact, as a matter of fact, those are my favorite ones to listen to. Because I'm like, this is so awesome. This person doesn't care. Like, they're just out there having fun. They don't care if they didn't hit every note. They don't care if they're open. They're just having a fun, and they don't care what people think. They're just having fun, and I love it. Actually, love it. But of course, I love the beautiful singers like both of you. I was just Amanda. I was just
thank you so much.
To you just a couple of minutes because I listened to Cecy already a few days ago, and that was wonderful. And then I just listened to you just 10 minutes ago, and wow, you're quite a talent there.
Well, thank
beautiful
you.
Voice. Beautiful voice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so now you are going to do a production called Bear, which was Bear, the pop musical. What is it called? Bear, the pop opera? What is the actual title? Bear, the pop opera, I think.
Bear, a pop opera.
A pop opera.
That's like it seems like that's the actual title because there has been like many versions of it. Yeah. But I believe that the original, the off-Broadway is like Bear, a pop opera.
Yeah, and it's sort of a coming-of-age musical, I guess, like Spring Awakening, something like that. It's about high school students, teenagers struggling with growing up, basically, and all the difficulties, especially when you might be in the LGBT community and things like this, right? And how they have to deal with that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about it. So you're going to be doing. Oh, I just stole all your thunder, right? Well, I was just thinking about it. Tell me about it.
No, I was like just thinking like, how am I going to explain this? So that's perfect.
Okay.
You go, Amanda. You're better at the explanations.
Fill in when you want to. But basically, what you said was it really it's really becoming kind of the Rent of this time. It speaks to a lot of topics, as you said, homosexuality probably being the biggest one, suicide, teen pregnancy, all those subjects that nobody wants to talk about but are out there everywhere. And the musical itself, the writers did such an amazing job taking the music and the lyrics and really bringing the message forward through the music. It is beautiful. It's raw, or bare, if you will.
Yeah.
But I'm fun. And it really, it started in LA, I believe. it had a run in off-Broadway, and they are now currently doing the movie version. So hopefully it'll get the name out there because it really is a great show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Heart-wrenching. I mean, you need massive tissues next to you to watch it. It's really deep.
I was watching just a few minutes on YouTube, and I was tearing up, crying here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that second act is rough. It's rough.
It is really intense. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How does it differ from like a Spring Awakening? Have you seen?
You can answer that, Cecy.
Yeah. Well, I think first of all, it's like the time where it's based. Like a Spring Awakening is way before, and right now it's more like a modern musical. But
okay.
Also, like, I don't know, like Amanda said, like that here the main topic, because for example, Spring Awakening, the main topic was like the lack of information when it is when we talk about sexuality and the consequences that can have that, and it's also like a really common problem that happens nowadays. But Bear is talking a little bit more about what it is like to be a teenager, and to know that, for example, in the case of these main characters, that to know that they are attracted to guys, and to know that, I mean, there is nothing wrong with me, with the fact that I like guys and with the fact that I'm gay, and for them to be facing like all that, like to be, how do you say, going through that process of accepting themselves and letting everyone else accept themselves as well. So I think in terms of like the kind of music, and in terms of like, it's also a teenager, it is also talk about like, it also talk about sexuality, and other topics like suicide, etc., etc. Yeah. But I think it's like the main topic is a little bit different, and that's what. Okay. That it's like
it's a little bit more modern and dealing with more of our modern problems that aren't necessarily just a young man gets his girlfriend pregnant or something like that.
Right. I think another important message that comes out of this show, if you don't mind, is that it deals with acceptance, and it deals with, I mean, the tragedy in the show is that the main character really has nowhere to go. He has no one to support him or to listen to him, whereas his boyfriend did find that person. Yes, and that was the main difference. His parents were very unaccepting. They're in Catholic school, which doesn't make it any better or easier. His priest was not helpful. So that's, and unfortunately, he does end up taking his life in the end. Sorry to kill this.
I read that. I read it. I don't know if our audience all knows.
Sorry,
Amanda.
Amanda.
But you can go to our page and listen to it later.
Honestly, I'm happy I prepared everyone.
Well, it's quite a tragic show, right? It doesn't have a really feel good ending. Right? It's
nobody feels good.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Well, since the beginning, you know that this is not going to end well.
Yeah.
Like since the very first number, you know, like something's going to happen. A tragedy is going to happen. And I think it's really interesting, like the way that this musical is written, like Amanda said, and also that part of like, they tell you both stories, like what will happen when someone finds the right person who is going to guide them and who is going to say the right words that they need in their very worst moment, and what will happen on the other case when it's someone who was in their worst moment and he just went to one person who said like the wrong things at the wrong time, and that led to that consequences. So I think this is what it's like also really important about, like, to keep talking about this in real life.
Yeah. I mean, I really like it when musicals don't end well.
Well,
because like
you're one of those people.
Like in straight plays, often you're like when you go to a tragic play, it doesn't end well, and you leave thinking, and it may change your life in a way because it may make you behave differently. It may make you think differently about a group of people. But musicals often traditionally, end in happiness, like
Yeah.
no matter how bad the story was before,
Yeah.
the people will be happy in the last scene to deliver the audience to the curtain call. But I love it when musicals face a situation and just put it out there as it is and leave you with it to deal with it on your own. It's not
Agreed.
good with musicals, and it may be why it never made it to Broadway. I don't know. I know. If you're going to be on Broadway and you're going to have a tragic ending, you better have some really good contacts in the industry or have written something, like once in a century good,
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion. No, I don't know what you think about that, but just thought.
No, I agree. I like it. And it's cool to see because we're a global community. So we have people from Australia and, from, Mexico, Europe,
UK.
UK, North America, whatever. And
Cecy's in Mexico, right? I just wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she started this company, right?
Yeah.
did.
And
Yeah, I did.
Ground up.
You're in Long Island, and you're in Long Island.
I'm in Long Island.
Long Island. How come you talk like that?
Because I'm originally from Buffalo.
Okay.
many moons ago, but
All right.
Buffalo.
So what were you saying? I'm so sorry about the.
No, that's okay. I think it's great that, not great, that's the wrong word. But it's interesting that these issues really hit everybody the same, and we're all different. We're all coming from different cultures, different backgrounds, have different beliefs, different religions, different political views. And yet at the core, these issues all affect us so deeply and really in the same way. And it kind of really brings us together. So it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
It really brought the group together because, we cast the production, so everyone had their role and everything, and we didn't start until like 1 week or 2 weeks later. We just started like this week recording, and those 2 weeks we dedicated to like, okay, let's learn about Bear and what it is. Actually, we had like an article, we read it, we did like analyze it. We have sessions of character developing, talking with the main characters to see like, okay, how this character relates to you and how are you going to portray it and how are you going to perform, and that professionalism and how serious everyone take their role into this production is just outstanding. And it really brought us together to like, okay, let's listen to the soundtrack, all of us together, and let's comment about it. Let's like see our reaction. What do you think? And let's allow us to be vulnerable and to share, because this is going to be our comfortable space. And in order to be able to do this, we will have to do that, like allow us to be vulnerable and find those similarities of why this musical connects to you. And we all did that. And it was amazing, actually, at the end, before we started, like one day before we started recording, we had like a Zoom meeting. Almost the entire cast, except for one person who is in Australia, and she couldn't really do it because it was 4 a.m. Her time.
Well, what kind of dedication is that? Get up. No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's like...
We have had some people from Europe, though, get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So
we had someone.
If they're from France or Spain or something, they hadn't, that's,
Amsterdam.
No.
That's dinner time. Okay.
Yeah.
We had someone from Europe who was like up at 2:30, like on one of the events that we had, because we had several events during that week. And it was crazy, and it's just amazing. And the cast right now is super engaged, and the songs are sounding just like, we haven't finished our first songs, but they are sounding amazing. And it's just like, it's just really cool to be able to do these kind of projects.
So you do a lot of, you did some script analysis, character development, talking about your relationships and all, which often, and from my experience, having done a lot of musical theater, that's almost never part of musical theater rehearsal. It's often a part of straight play rehearsal. When I say straight play, for those who don't understand, plays without music. So that's great. I mean, you just don't really ever come across that. And I think it's, especially for a show like Bear, it sounds like it's an essential thing to do.
Yeah. I think it fits into our objective, like to do our own concept. That's always, I say, like, we have to do our own concept and go outside the bubble and outside what it's like, think outside the box. because my background, I don't have many experience in musical theater. So all that I'm doing in here is like experimenting. And basically this character analysis and all that development that we have been doing are based on my ability to analyze, because I have a psychology degree, but not really because I have theater experience or because I have been teaching theater in real life. So I think BroadwayMania has always been like let's get out which are the best of our abilities and which are our skills, and how can we put that into this project.
Now this is going to be all audio. This is going to be an audio performance, like the other ones on your website.
Yeah.
Okay. And
although we are actually starting video, so that is something we are starting.
A possibility.
So, yeah.
And you're starting video after Bear, or is it going to be part of Bear, or are you still figuring that out?
Well, we've already done some projects. We actually did a great video of I don't know if we sent it to you or not, from Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh.
You will be found. And it went, I mean, it's all over the place. It's on YouTube. We actually had the great opportunity to be on a Mexican radio station because they heard it. They heard it on our Instagram page or account, whatever it is.
On Instagram. It wasn't actually it wasn't your account.
Oh yeah, it was mine. It was me.
They found it. Yeah.
Well, you got to let me know how to find it. I definitely want to see.
Of course.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are actually starting to kind of get into that next phase. Right now we're doing a Pride project, which is going to be available soon from Kinky Boots. And that's going to be partially video as well. So that will be coming out in a few weeks.
I guess one of the advantages of doing only audio is that like when you cast a show, well, so much of it is visual, and you got to make sure people match up, But when you're doing audio, I mean, you can have a 45-year-old playing a 15-year-old if their voice sounds young.
That's one of the reasons this is so amazing. This platform is so amazing, is it doesn't matter what you look like. I get a chance to play roles that I would never be cast in, and that's really cool.
Are either of you in Bear?
I am in Bear, and Cecy is directing. Oh, I'm sorry, and you're in it as well, but she's a director.
Oh yeah, I'm a minor role just. But
so you're both in it, but Cecy, you're directing it. Cool.
Yeah.
Now, how does this work? How do you direct this with people all over the world? Are you using Zoom like everybody else, or how's this going? How does this work? And how do you make sure that the production value is the same for everyone? I mean, if you have someone singing the mic on their phone, and another person has a huge, the audio setup, it's kind of different. So
it's a challenge. The first challenge that we have on SMU is that once you record your part and you save, there's no way to modify it. It's not like, I sound really loud, let's just adjust the volume in here. No. It's like once it's saved, that's it.
Yeah.
So one of the important things about directing is know about SMU, about the settings, like the volume, because you can save on a different types of volume. So how are you going to do it? Now, everything that we do, like how do we direct? We work on about 3 to 4 songs every 2 weeks. So, for example, I post the songs. We have a chat. So that's where I put the songs. And I put every single instruction. How are they going to join? So it's not like, I have this song and I'm going to sing just at once. Maybe that's not going to be the case. Maybe they have to join several times to add different volumes in several parts.
I see.
So everything is blended. And then on your phone, you can take screen recordings. So what I ask the people is that when they are listening to the preview before they save, sometimes they send me their screen recordings so I can approve it. And then they can save. This is general because there's so many things that involves directing. But basically, that's the part. And then on the ensemble, we have ensemble leaders, which Amanda is one of them. They are side readers. So that means that they are the first ones who do the ensemble. They are the ones who are they're the ones who read the score, and they do harmony guides for everyone. So it's also a challenge, and it's also a lot of work. Yeah, it's
difficult.
It's just amazing. Yeah, no, Amanda can tell you about it, how long it took her to to do the.
Oh gosh, Epiphany!
Miracle.
I had a mini meltdown with Epiphany, which is the very first song in Bear. So it started out really well for me. But
How many days? How many days it took you?
3 days.
Oh my
It
gosh.
took me.
I mean, most of the people who are listening to this aren't going to even know what you were just talking about. But
Yeah.
I can tell you that what she was saying is an extremely time-intensive and super hard thing to do on that platform. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, what I
You
will
guys are
say though is
motivated.
we are, and honestly, what I will say is I've been in different groups. I've had the opportunity to work in different groups with different directors, and not to say this because Cecy is right here, but she really is. She is phenomenal at what she does. It's as you just heard, it's a lot of work goes into this, a lot of moving pieces go into this, but she's got it nailed down to a science. I mean, it's really moves seamless, and we are fortunate that our culture and our community in BroadwayMania is we're a family, and that is part of our culture, to support, respect, and be kind to each other, and that really comes through with just getting through this process, and then it really makes for an amazing outcome.
Yeah. I we talked about this last time, Cecy, when I just met you on the phone a couple of days ago. It seems like you guys really have a culture that you're trying to foster with BroadwayMania.
And we call it BM culture, actually. BM is for BroadwayMania.
Right.
Yeah, BM culture. I took the name because I was like, I used to work in human resources in a company, and there was a project that it was called leadership culture. And I was like, okay, I like that. I want to put that in BroadwayMania. Like, we're a theater group. I don't care. This is like, let's embrace ourselves and let's move along as if it was a company. And we call it BM culture, and we have our values, and we have our objective, and we have our vision established, written down. People have to sign up that BM culture that they agree that they are going to have those values in our group. And it's natural. People do it because they like it. People do it because they are engaged, because they are motivated. Nobody is forced to do anything. There's something that we call in here positive reinforcement. And that's like, we don't go around and saying, why are you not getting along with your cast members? Why are you not? Instead of that, we recognize the people who are actually standing out and who are actually doing the things. Actually, we have something that is called BM Spotlight nominations, where people every 2 weeks nominate someone because they did something that it was one of the values of BM culture. So it could be like they recognize them, they like our songs, they help them figure out something of the score, things like that. And everything just, they do it because they want to. And actually, when you ask them, what do you like about BroadwayMania, they're going to tell you that BM culture, like, we are a family, and we connect ourselves and do music. Even
really sets us apart from other groups.
Well, yeah, I mean, gosh, usually in the world of theater, it's just a random chance, unless you're part of a company like this, that you may have a cast where everyone gets along so well.
Does that even happen?
Like maybe once every 10 years that'll happen, and then it's like, I will never forget this for the rest of my life. It was the most amazing experience. But it sounds like you guys have made that like a part of who you are, and so that everyone. I guess kind of like in the spirit of Steppenwolf or something like that. You know what that is, where you all can be a family.
And of course, there's always going to be disagreements, or there's always going to be something, a little drama that happened or something like that. But honestly, I can say that it's really like a handful of times. That's
It
really is.
And how do you audition? How do you do you post the auditions on the various places and people, and on Smule, I guess, or just Smule? Like, how do you find people? How do you find your
okay, well, before we only did like our core of BroadwayMania was productions. So when we did our shows, we did auditions per role. So for example, if we were doing Beauty and the Beast, we had the audition specifically for Belle, for the Beast, for Gaston, and that's the only way that people could could get into BroadwayMania, to get a role and to be in a production. Once your production is done, you have the opportunity to stay in BroadwayMania. And then we did like 1 or 2 side projects, one in a lifetime, I think. But then right now we began having so many things, so many activities. And this is the first time that we opened general auditions. It was on a SMUL. They are already closed. We have 250 auditions. We had callbacks. They had to do an ensemble callbacks because we want to make sure that they are not only good singers and they are not only able to like do your solo, but you could also like do a good ensemble. And then after that, they had an interview with me. And after that, we invite them. So basically, it was first like their solo to make sure that they are going to be able to do a lead, the ensemble callback to make sure they're going to be able to do ensemble and harmonize and everything, and the interview to make sure that they have the BM culture that we are looking for.
I love the interview part. I wish that would become a standard in regular productions, because what usually happens now is like you could do a great audition, right? And then they'll people will like find people that know you, right? And like someone might crash you, and it's completely out of your control, and maybe they just don't like you or whatever, and then you're done. You know, it's like, no, we can't take the risk. We just heard that person did this 10 years ago, you know?
It's unreal.
And then you're done with it. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, that's show. But I think that's wonderful that you're doing that, Cecy. Really.
Thank you so much.
I wish it would become the norm. Yeah.
We are really proud of our casting process. And like Amanda said, there's many there's many groups on SMUL as well that sometimes they do this. But I think that our process, integrity, is one of our values, and everything that we do when it comes to casting, it's follow integrity. So just make sure that it's fair. It doesn't matter if it's your friend who is auditioning. It doesn't matter whatever, just follow integrity. And that's what it got us like a great cast and a great system.
So everybody that you have now for Bear is coming from SMUL or had been a part of your company before, right?
No, everyone.
Oh, everyone. Okay.
Well, some were already in the group in BroadwayMania. Yeah. But there were some new ones, but they auditioned through SMUL.
Okay. But in the future, you're thinking about reaching out and going through other avenues to find, because there are so many musical theater people who aren't on those apps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's a great idea. I mean, we did post, correct me if I'm wrong, Cecy, but we did post auditions on Instagram. Yeah. And now we will be doing that on Facebook as well. Cool. So we do post on different platforms. Yeah. But you're right. I mean, a lot of people don't know, aren't familiar with SMUL. And that really could open up, a lot of doors. Yeah.
So you already have 250 people auditioning. Maybe you don't want any more.
There's that. Yeah, it's crazy. I think
SMUL is a huge community.
I always say, like, we have to think outside the box and we have to go outside the SMUL bubble, but we have to keep doing things as long as it makes sense. Right now, it makes sense to keep working on a SMUL. It makes sense to keep doing productions on a SMUL because that's what it's easier to record. Right. So for me, for example, it's really important that if you're going to audition, that you have that drive and initiative to download the app, even if you saw it on social media, but to download the app, to figure out the account, because there are like super easy steps and it's nothing compared to what it comes to be in a production. And what happens with people when they download SMUL is like, okay, well, super excited. This is so cool. SMUL, all the hours. Like I want to do like a lot of songs. And then they get tired of it. And 2 weeks, 1 month after they just downloaded SMUL, they get tired of it and they just leave it. And then you have a lot of people that we call it dropouts, or they simply ghost out of that production. So for us, that's why it's really important for people like, okay, if we are recording on a SMUL right now, it's really important that they are SMUL users. It could be that they are new. Yeah, we have some new users, but we just have to make sure on the interview and on the callbacks and everything that they are going to be committed to the project and they are going to stay not only in the app, but also with us.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. Cause there's a factor of anonymity there where people can just disappear and not have any feelings of guilt about it or something.
Yeah, and you don't have any way to contact them. So.
Yeah. There's no accountability.
No.
Yeah, so you make sure you have people who are dedicated to the music and the app, I guess. Yeah. Well, that's a good filter. It's always good to have filters when you're trying to audition to hundreds of people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
My daughter is calling me. My 8-year-old's calling me from her iPad. Stop, Bella. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing with so Smule, I just got a couple of weeks ago, and what I'm curious about is just sort of a technical singing thing. Like I did one song, and I sang it like on my into my Google Play, and it sounded good, I'm like, and then they say, oh no, you got to wear headphones. And the way I've been trained to sing is you don't listen to yourself, know. Okay, and then everything I've done since then has been garbage. It's like I cannot. I've been trained not to listen to myself when I sing. And
Yes.
As a classical singer, you're supposed to sing by feel. So, and that's clear. And I did one, and my wife, that sounds great. And then everyone since then I'm hitting wrong notes. I'm all constricted. I know it's because I'm listening to myself in my ear. How do you? Is there a way to do that? Is there a way to sing in Smule for people who have learned to sing in that way? Because I know a lot of people haven't, and it's fine. But there are a lot of us who, can you turn the volume down on your own self?
You actually can, to a certain extent. When you're in the song, when you're actually recording, and the words pop up. If you go down to the bottom, you have a little volume button, and I think these little lines in the middle.
Yes,
you click on that, and you can actually make the Cecy, right? You can make the track louder.
Yeah.
You can make your voice lower.
It's actually, your vocals, the ones that you're going to make it lower.
Okay, cool.
I don't know that you can get rid of yourself completely.
Not completely, but it also depends. Like, for example, you can use like the non-filtered. That's going to be the quiet one.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to hear yourself better when you're singing. And then at the end, when you save it, you can change it to the one that we use is Super Studio. That is the best one. Yeah. It has like the best theater sound. And that's the one that we use, but like there's like a reverb and room size. So we use like 10-15. Usually, if you click on Super Studio, it's going to be always 50-50 for default. So you have to like manually change it. It's a struggle, don't worry, because we struggle with settings and with sound and with also like the same, like you sing and you don't hear yourself and then you realize that you have like a lot of bad notes. It's an issue that still happens to everyone. So
tutorial for the day.
Yeah.
But you know what was fun the other day is I got to sing with Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish.
Isn't that cool?
That was the most fun. I mean, I did it like 20 times. Like, oh God, and he's so cool. Like, you think he's like looking at you. He's your best friend, Mr. Hootie.
I sang with I don't know if you know Cam. I don't know if you know the song "Burning House," but I sang with her. And she's like in the middle, so she's like, "Oh, you're so good. Oh, this is amazing." Like, oh wait, she can't even see me.
Yeah, she's like your best friend now.
Yeah. I'll call you.
All right, that's the Smule advertisement portion.
That's You're welcome, Smule.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, when can we look forward to hearing Bear? The A-pop opera.
So our first songs are going to be released on, I cannot say like a exact date because we're still working on them. So it depends if everyone joins before or et cetera, et cetera. But they are supposed to be ready by Sunday. And we are going to post them on our page on Smule, that is BroadwayMania. We have a website as well. But probably we are not going to upload them on our website till like 2 or 3 weeks. We have one person who is the one who is designing the website, and she has to add like the Bear publicity and everything. But on Smule, It's you go to our profile, you check our songs, and are going to be like some of the first ones because they are the recent ones. And yeah,
Great.
that first three songs,
when was that
they're
now?
sounding amazing. I think it's going to be around Sunday.
Oh,
Around
already?
Sunday or
Wow.
Monday.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, we were fast. That's something about
Yes,
BroadwayMania.
that's another thing too.
We work hard and we work fast.
But if you want to listen to some of our past productions on our website, we do have Rent, which we just wrapped up, which was incredible. We have In the Heights, we did Book of Mormon.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast was amazing.
Adam's Family.
Anastasia, Adam's Family. So we have our full, just like, if you go into any music app, you literally have every single track listed there. So you can definitely, Cecy, what is the website?
Yeah, so
you know what?
I'll put it in the notes, but it's a little hard to find at the moment, but I'm sure you're working on that.
Yeah, we are using like the free domain right now. Well, one note is like everything that we do here in BroadwayMania, it's nonprofit, and everyone who is investing their time is for free and it's for a hobby. So right now, obviously, we are not getting any money out of what we are doing, not even the directing side leaders or performers. So right now, the website, it's on the free domain. Hopefully, in the future, we're going to have like an easy way that you can get to the website and you can listen to our songs and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm going to put the link in the notes so people can listen, and then I'll put a link to where the musical is listed on your website. So it's under productions, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We also, I believe the link is on our Facebook page as well. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the productions I see here are Why Choose Fear, Embrace the Weirdness.
Yeah, those are
right. So we can't actually use the word rent. So we have to come up with our own title.
Oh, so this is all Rent then?
So Why Choose Fear is all Rent, right? And
we can I don't know if we can choose the name or not. Like in reality, like I said, right now this is a nonprofit. We do everything. It's a cover. So obviously we don't own any music or anything. This is something that Smil used to do. Like in their productions, they put names on it, like the name of the production, and it's the hashtag, because that's how you look for them on Smil. So if you look Why Choose Fear, hashtag Why Choose Fear on Smil, the only thing that is going to appear in your profile are going to be like the songs of BroadwayMania of Rent.
I see. That way you can distinguish yourself from other Rent songs or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
And Bear is going to be Hear Our Voices.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then Embrace the Weirdness. What is that?
Adam's Family.
When you're an Adam's Family. Oh, I saw that. I've seen that show a couple times. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a really fun production.
Yeah. It's a lot better than I thought it would be.
It has great music, really challenging.
It does. And one production I saw, the choreography was just spectacular.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
The harmonies are crazy. Like it was a really challenging. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of those musicals that you wouldn't expect to be so wonderful are fantastic.
Yeah.
It's been so great talking to you. And you know what I was thinking? You're really come into this at the right time, given our current world situation with hunkering down and staying at home and wherever they call it, wherever you are. Yeah. I mean, this could be a big growth time for you, I would think.
And it has been, actually. It has been. Because, for example, before COVID and before quarantine, we never thought about doing Zoom meetings. The most thing that we did was like a phone call with the leading team to organize, and we had meetings, but that was it. And right now we even have a game night tomorrow with the cast, so they can we have really a game night. We had like the meeting of Zoom, like the first session, the sessions of developing the character. Yeah. And obviously the fact that people right now have extra time have allowed us to do more things. It will come to a time when quarantine is over that we will have to redesign all these, because right now we are having like 4 or 5 events per week, which obviously when we are back to our life, that is not going to be possible.
Yeah.
So But right now it has been like a huge change to BroadwayMania and also to social media, because there's a lot of people on social media. So it has had like a lot of spotlight.
Right.
Yeah, Amanda, I'm sorry that I cut you off.
No, you didn't. You didn't. I was just gonna add that it's giving a lot of people more opportunities, and also too with our general auditions that we just had. You know, we found people who are new to Smule. Probably due to the quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've had a lot of people join Smule just because they have time on their hands and don't know what else to do with themselves.
Like me.
Yeah.
It's so weird that I joined
Like
Smule at the same. It's so weird that by chance I did it at the same exact time, like right around the time that Melissa contacted me. So bizarre. Like completely unrelated. Yeah.
Oh, wait, we have to do some duets.
Yeah. Okay.
Excited about this. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
You can do something from Sweeney Todd or something.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Amanda is like the best one for those kind of musicals. I'm like, I know modern musicals, like from like, I don't know, 2010 on.
Yeah.
You're right. Which I don't. Right. I'm like horrible with those. I'm like,
that's why we complement each other.
Yeah,
like, that's why. Like it's like
it's because I'm older than you, Cecy. That's why.
but yeah, and also talking about quarantine, this has been a great space for our members, because many of them had productions in real life that they were canceled and they were devastated by it. And obviously it was really sad because it was months of work. And then they realized that suddenly out of nowhere, like this happened, you have to stay home, and theater is canceled when they are used to do theater. So this has been kind of a home for them, because it's a way to connecting. And it's not only about going on a Smule and recording your song. It's not just about singing, but it's about really doing theater. And that has been really good. But also there's the other side, that is my case, that I haven't done theater in years. So right now, BroadwayMania is the only place that I have to do that. And it has been a connection with that part of my life, and to feel that void that you feel to perform. So in any way, like with quarantine or no quarantine, this is a space that it has really given like a lot of opportunities to a lot of people. And that's what we love about it. Like to hear those stories of success, and to hear why it means so much to them to be being here.
Yeah. You're giving a great opportunity to a lot of people who it's devastating to my friends and people, and people in your company, where if they were in a production, looking forward to it, working on it, reading it, listening to the music, and all say, okay, now we have a virus and you got to stay home.
Yeah.
And your dreams have been squashed.
Yeah.
So, great. It's great that you provide that, that you're here for those people, for at least some of them, Is musical theater popular in Mexico?
It's just starting to get a little bit popular. Definitely not like the US. And when I was little, definitely not. Right now, there's actually in my city, they just like opened like a Broadway theater like 1 year or 2 years ago. So Broadway productions of Broadway tour, they are coming here. I went to see Book of Mormon, and they're in English, obviously, and everything. But it's just basically in my city and maybe Mexico City, but it's not something really big, and people don't have that, really that culture to go to theater. It's changing. Yeah, it is better. Yeah, but it's definitely not like the US. And that's why for me, it is great, because I don't have friends who love musical theater like, for example, all the people that I found here in BroadwayMania.
Yeah. Are there any traditional musical theater pieces done in Spanish in the sort of the style of the American musical? I'm just curious.
Like, you mean like musical? Like
like a regular musical theater piece like Bear or Spring Awakening or
there's
Your Wagon.
There's two big musicals. I haven't been able to see them. Well, I saw one.
I'm just curious.
And one is called Hoy No Me Puedo Levantar. I haven't seen that, but it's really popular in Mexico and it has been going on for years.
Oh, okay.
And the other one is called Mentiras with Lies. And it's like also a really big musical that it has been going on for years. Those two musicals are Mexican.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're really popular in here. But yeah, I mean, they usually, when they do theater, they do like the normal Broadway productions. But they do have, I'm honestly like, don't know many Mexican musicals. There are like a lot of plays, yes. But musical, it's just few.
Well, there's some great plays that have come out of Mexico.
Yeah.
They've been translated into English, and I wish I could see them in Spanish if I understood Spanish. I mean, there's some great Mexican playwrights. But
and when I see the musicals, I want to see them in English because I want to see
for sure.
The original. I want to see the original. Well, when they come, if they translated, for example, when I saw Rent, I saw it in Spanish.
Oh.
So I was like, and that wasn't a Broadway production. That was like a local production, regional production. And I was like, well, it's really cool, but you know the songs in English. So sometimes like you want to hear like it's kind of different. But yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it's hard to translate. You know, you can lose a lot just depending on the skill of the translator, the adapter. Yeah, definitely. Gosh, it's been so great talking to you. And BroadwayMania, everybody, you have to keep that in mind. There are going to be all the links here in the show notes, and follow them on Twitter and Instagram, and go to their website, and definitely download Smule. You'll have some fun.
Definitely.
Fun. Plus, you can listen to all of their great talent. That's on the under the hashtag BroadwayMania.
BroadwayMania. That's correct.
All right. Thanks, Amanda and Cecy. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
You bet.